Welcome everybody to another episode of Banter with the Brothers. Been back at it, but had a little technical difficulty. We back at it. But we back at it. We better than ever. Joining us on this episode, the one, the only, Robs Johnson. Am I fucking?
No. So all right.
Robs John.
So
I was trying to try to
RAWBS _ John. So I made that going into college, bro. Like so that's 17-year-old me still here to this day. Like
that's better than a lot of people. That's better than a lot of people have with this 17-year-old handle.
Some people making some the way I see it is that like I haven't changed any of my handles because like that was me at some point in life. So like
you know what
I'm saying? You gotta be real to who you were.
Yeah.
Whatever point in life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all evolution. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, I ain't changing it. So
that's where the people can find you.
Fuck with it, I guess.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. Jelly's still there,
yeah.
I'm still here. Yeah. So,
we're down one brother, but Carl, respect, doing this thing down in Atlanta.
Much love, man.
We're gonna hold it down for you.
Bro, I found out literally like 2-3 weeks ago. Somebody randomly tells me Carl's in Georgia. I'm like, no, Kamoy tells me Carl's in Georgia. I'm like, how do you even know this? I was like, you don't even talk to nobody. He's like, yeah, man, he moved back down to Georgia. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Carlin.
Like, my son was stuck out here for a minute.
No, for real.
Right?
And, Carl was the type of person, he'd be like, yeah, I'm about to dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
And you're thinking like,
I'm going down the block.
Alright, cool. Like, you feel me? Alright, cool. All of a sudden, where Carl at? Oh, he's in Georgia. What? You moved for real?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Yeah, but shout out to the young
yeah.
goat, man.
Yeah, for real. Like new beginnings, back in his, his old stomping grounds, I guess, right? He born and raised in Georgia, so in Atlanta, so
taking it over down there.
Yeah.
The biggest. Yeah. Speaking of Atlanta, we wanted to start with the Colin Kaepernick situation since it's probably one of the bigger sports news in recent weeks.
Right.
Want to get everyone's takes to start. Where do we stand? Do we think Cap blew it? Do we think that he played his hand right? Do we think that he underplayed his hand? So I will open the floor up to you guys.
Whoever wants to take it away.
You know what? I think I'll go first.
Go ahead,
I think I have a less. I have
simpler
less
approach.
Yeah, I think mine is a little bit more simple. Like, so let me just go first. From the jump, I think the NFL tried to make his situation about something that it was never about. You know what I'm saying? He did it for a specific reason, and then they stray away from the point and start making it about something else.
Mm-hmm.
Typical stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Over time, I guess they saw what he was trying to do, right? I don't know if they understand, but they definitely saw what's happening because you can't. Because basically, what he was protesting is innocent black and colored people getting gunned down by the police, right?
All right.
So I'm gonna take the knee for that. All right, cool. Yo, why is he doing this? Disrespecting the flag. Da. The flag, he has all the right to do that. He's an American. People fighting for him. The troops fighting for the country. Yeah, they said you have all rights to do what you want. This is America, right?
Some did.
Then,
Remember, some
I have the
didn't.
right to protest against him. But like, now you're protesting against innocent people getting gunned down. What are you protesting against? You know what I'm saying?
To some, they said they were protesting the lack of respect.
Yeah, right.
That's what was said.
But there's no lack of respect there. He has all right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're trying to use the same, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Ideology,
rhetoric to justify them criticizing what he's doing. But actually what they're criticizing is innocent black and brown people getting gunned down by a cop.
Eye to eye,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right?
Right.
Cool. Over time, they get it. Whatever. Or I suppose they get it. Time passed, people try to forget about stuff. He still want to play football. Nike's on his side. A lot of people are on his side. These stupid people go out there cutting their Nike socks what that's gonna do for you. You spent your money on the socks.
You
Keep
know
it.
you're gonna
Now
buy
you don't give a damn what you do with them socks. You bought it.
What you gonna do? Wear Adidas now? Nobody in the NFL wear Adidas. What are you trying to prove? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, cool. Time passed. He still want to play. He's doing his thing. He's doing his activist movement. He's making it more aware to the mainstream media. Everybody. All right, cool. He's getting his point across. But you're gonna stop him from doing what he loves just because you don't want to see him protest something that's not like it's just pure injustice against humanity. Not just colored and brown people, just humanity in general. Alright, cool. Jay-Z intervenes. People are like, yo, what's Jay-Z doing? Sometimes you just gotta. Not everybody can see it, you know? Right. Some people might be like, yo, nah, he's only there for the bread or whatever. I don't know. I can't assume anything. What I'm gonna do is sit back and see how it plays out. Cool. He gets his opportunity to work out.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sure on the waiver thing, whatever. You guys, I know you explain a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling up
Alright,
right
cool.
now.
So I'm alright, cool to get an opportunity to work out. Then I remember the last time we spoke about it, you were telling me the days that they were trying to have him work out. Now all the NFL head coaches were going to be available to go and whatever the case.
I don't think any.
Understandably though, it's middle of the season, like
right. So like, but I'm guessing they're sending good enough reps that they trust if they see that he's.
Their job as I guess
is recruiting
recruiters, like they have to evaluate whether or not a player can come in and play right now or at all, or if he's even like
is even worthy to be on the team.
Is even worthy of watching, and will he fit in our system? But all
right, cool. So I'm like, all right, I like it. I'm not watching ESPN. I'm not watching anything. I'm just Then I'm here like, yo, he didn't go. He had his own thing. The press didn't. He didn't want to speak up. He didn't want to like get misinterpreted because some laws or whatever the case may be. I don't know all the details. Right. Now in my head, right, me as a person, right, I could be very like, I'm a very principle based person, right. That's just me. Mm-hmm. So from that point of view, I understand where he's coming from, right.
Right.
Now sometimes I think we could work from the inside out, right?
Okay.
I guess Jay-Z would be on the inside. Cap coming in would be another insider, but like he's the face of what they don't like, right? Or what they deem to be a problem, right?
Would you consider Colin Kaepernick to be the face of social justice among athletes in this current generation?
Can I answer that real quick?
Yeah, you go.
Not necessarily. I'll be honest. For me personally, when it comes to social justice, like if I'm thinking of an athlete, like right off the bat, I'm gonna say Bron. Like right off the bat, like he's done a lot. Like what were the shirts that they wore a couple years back or whatever the case is? I think it was the I Can't Breathe shirts. Like you know what I'm saying? Like obviously we know that there's different dynamics between the NFL and the NBA. Like it's
right.
It's a personality driven league.
Yeah, it's a completely different
personality
vibe with the what I'm saying. Like LeBron literally called out I guess NFL owners and like he literally called it like what I'm saying, like they have a slave owner's mentality. Right. He wasn't like wrong with that with that analysis or that observation, because like that's how they treat the players. Like if you're not bringing value to my team, you're literally worth nothing, which I get, like what I'm saying, from a business aspect, like you have to be able to weed out people that's not going to bring value to you. But when you're dealing with people of color, you have to also, or mainly African American males, you need to understand historical context and take into account cultural competency, which a lot of people could care less about any of that stuff. So but when I think of social justice, I'm thinking Bron, but like in terms of like actually having what's the word I'm looking for, like
power,
a little bit more power to like literally make whatever he's trying to say stick. More leverage, you know what I mean? But like as for a message, Cap, I'll give him that. But like, because like remember, I think it was like last summer or this past summer, at Bron's LA home. They wrote the N-word on it. You
Yeah.
feel me? So like he took it upon himself to like, you know, make a statement about that and, you know, be honest and be transparent with the people about that that situation. And I watch his show The Shop on HBO all the time, bro. They keep it 1,000.
Right.
And I love that about that show. It's so authentic. And it's like little things like these little things he's doing on the side here, there, and there. Of course, he's the face of, you know, the NBA. So you know what I'm saying, he don't want to step on any toes too much. He's a businessman too. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't want to burn any bridges or whatever the case is. He's playing chess, not checkers. So like, and I respect that about him a lot. And he does things like, it seems subtle, but like the impact is like boom. Not a knockout punch, but it's a stiff jab for sure. So
yeah, and I think one of the big differences with Kaepernick and LeBron is that LeBron is so great of an athlete.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, so imagine if Tom Brady was black, right? Just imagine for a second. Right?
Literally,
no. Imagine if Tom Brady was
hitting
black.
it on the head, bro.
Tom Brady say whatever the hell he want. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing to Tom Brady. Because guess what? Tom Brady with the NFL, he could make his own league.
He's the face, yeah.
LeBron leave NBA, he probably can make his own league. He's that rich.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got that much power. People like him so much.
Influence,
you know, like
influence.
if you think about the great athletes, right? Now all of them have this personality. Like some of them are too like they're too showman wise. They're too like cocky, they're too arrogant. You know, like Michael Jordan. He thought he was just a better human than everybody else, right? He got all these skeletons in his closet.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant, Shaq, whatever, right? They all got something, right? But LeBron is a model dad. You know, he doesn't do anything wrong. Like he
leads by example, bro.
He's a leader, bro.
As a man, like
he's a leader. Like, and people don't like seeing that, especially like as a black man, bro. Like you, but nevertheless, I think the reason why I agree with Rob when he says that is that like he's too good. If Cap was that good, Cap wouldn't even be in the situation. He could take as many knees as he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I disagree to an extent.
I disagree with that, kind of, low-key. Because you have to, like I said, LeBron's made impact, influence, and change with subtle, strategic moves. Not to say that taking a knee is not a subtle... it's definitely not subtle.
No, but what I'm saying that, like, a knee per se wouldn't be... Because if he was that good, right? If Cap was that good, he wouldn't be so...
In the same position.
He wouldn't do stuff so drastically.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a knee would be something else in retrospect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like...
But had LeBron been the one who led this national anthem protest...
Bro.
Like, protest during the national anthem. Let me not say national anthem protest, because words are important here.
Facts.
Led the protest during the national anthem. Before Cap had done it, do you not think that LeBron would have been... Like, because remember, it's always when you're the first one through the door, you catch all the bullets and arrows.
Right, that's a fact.
So understand, like, Bron and him had the "I Can't Breathe" T-shirts, and he has led in a lot of ways for a long time. But no one protested in a way that hit the hearts of America. In the way that
let's
Colin
be honest,
Kaepernick
white
did.
Americans. Let's just say white Americans. Yeah, all right. I just want being clear.
We haven't that real conversation.
Just trying to be clear. That's all.
Right.
So that people understand.
That's facts.
You feel me? Like you have to be overly transparent nowadays. It's crazy.
Y'all need to understand.
Yeah.
But had LeBron been the first one, because this ties me to a conversation that Brendan Hutchinson and I had,
Right,
and that he was saying that had it been somebody else besides Cap leading this, he thinks that the reaction would have been different. So I'm here to ask y'all now, if LeBron had been the first person who had done it, do we think the reaction would have still been the same?
I think with like what Jebby was saying, like there's a difference when like comparing the NBA and comparing the NFL is always difficult.
right.
Because you have two different leagues with two different views and just flat out ideologies and ways of business, flat out. Like, and when you're an NFL player and you're pretty much expendable and you're not considered like you are considered an attribute, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're producing for your team, but that's only so long as you're producing for your team, literally, because the next young boy is up. You know what I'm saying? Because your lifetime, like literally your lifespan of the game is not the same. So like LeBron's been playing in the league for what 17 years now. So it's like watching him flourish as a player for literally almost 2 decades. You know, and with the the over and uptake of social media and stuff like that, like bro, he's that guy. Like I don't like when it comes to influence, like he's that guy. You know what I mean? So like like the influence that MJ had, the influence Kobe had, like he is now that right here, right now, but in an age where it's even more amplified because we're overly connected, right?
Yeah,
true.
So like I can't sit here and say. I honestly, like, because of that power and that level of like, yo, I got like, I'm that dude. Like, I am number one in the world, hands down, no debating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see people. I see the higher ups trying to do some shitey stuff to undercut them or whatever the case is. But you know, there's young little white kids out there that look up to LeBron straight up.
Right.
Now, are there young little white kids that look up to Cap? They probably look at him and they're like. When people hear Kaepernick, they get uncomfortable. Well, when white people hear Kaepernick, they get uncomfortable. So
now they
like,
do. Remember one point in time.
Oh, he was killing. But it was the season in which he did the protest. He was kind of declining slightly, and the 49ers were horrible. So then people started to blame it on the fact that like his protest was based off of the fact that he wasn't the team wasn't producing. They were doing horrible. They just came. They were just in the Super Bowl the year before, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's just there's so many like weird like confounding factors that like play into the situation that make it to where you can't say certain things clear cut, but because there's a whole like once you open the box, there's so many other parts.
Right.
So it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I'm with Cap all the way, regardless. Because at the end of the day, for us as young African Americans in America, like we understand why he took a knee. Like it's very clear and obvious to us. It's confusing to people who have never been in certain situations and have never been in certain climates or environments as to where they've had to overthink how they should approach people or overthink the way they walk into a room or you feel what I'm saying? Things that people regular things like that people take for granted that we have to account for. Right. So with that being said, like of course they're not I don't expect any of them to understand. And it's difficult to argue that point to a quote unquote patriotic American, you know what I'm saying? Who's died, like my grandfather was World War II, World War I, whatever. I understand, like, you know what I mean? But
let's respect it. But they gotta respect the fact your grandfather is fighting for the freedom of people to do whatever they want.
Thank you. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. There's so many different angles to the argument in the situation as a whole. So there's like not much of a clear cut answer you can give. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to talk about the practice in a second, but I got you.
So let's bring it back, right?
Yeah.
So we passed the Jay-Z part, and he's going to, and he want to do it on his terms or whatever. And the people they're saying that he don't want to speak too much about. You don't want to speak too much because they might be sued for this.
Yeah, the legality of it.
Right. Cool. Yeah. What I was trying to say is like. You brought this point up to me too. You were like, they were just gonna give him so he could shut up, and not pick him. Right? That's what you're saying. I'm like, that might be a fact.
That might be right, yeah.
But how am I gonna know now? That's my point. Like, how am I gonna know now?
Because he still worked out and still provided that footage live to the world. Right. That was my point to you.
No, but like, was the workout should have been live for everybody to see? I don't know. Was that the point they were trying to?
I'll explain all that. No, go ahead.
All right. So it was my understanding, like with the whole workout situation, at least from watching, like, and I don't watch news media and nothing. Like, it's just too much negativity for me. I'm not letting that in my space. But from what I've seen with Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Like literally those two arguments. Pretty much, Stephen A. was flat out saying like, "Yo, you're making." From my perspective, Stephen A. was pretty much trying to say like, "Yo, you're making it more difficult when you're coming to the workout with a Kunta Kinte shirt on, blah, 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 this and that." Stephen A.'s, let's be real, he's been a pioneer for, I guess, young black sports analysts or anyone in, media or whatever the case is. So, like, I definitely get where he's coming from because he's an older black gentleman. He's been through certain things. He's grinded from the bottom to get to where he's at and make his bread. So I definitely get where he was coming from because at first I'm like, Stephen A., you're tripping. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like, how can you go against Cap? Like, that's my initial, that was my initial
really caught me off guard
argument, right? Yeah. So, and I'm like, how could you go against Cap and not understand? But the point he was trying to make is that, like, yo, you're making it more difficult for the rest of us. That's pretty much essentially what he's trying to say. Right. So, but what Max Kellerman was trying to say, like, no, like, if we are going against the system being the owners of the teams, right? And the owners are saying they're accepting of me, one, as a player and as a person. I should be able to express myself as a player and as a person by wearing a Kunta Kinte shirt. And me personally, I'm going completely personally, like, the fact that people had that much of an issue with the shirt being worn by Kaepernick at that, like, come on, what did you expect? So my thing is, and Max was also trying to say that, yo, like, he has the right to do that. Like,
that's a fact.
And other people are taking it as you're adding insult to injury, but from the perspective again of a young black male, like, why can't I pride myself in being a black American male in America? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Right. So they're literally saying like, oh, should he have pulled up in a red white? Imagine if he would have pulled up in a red, white, and blue in a flag, like a regular American flag. They would have went crazy, and there was, he's trying to disrespect the flag. He's being this. You feel what I'm saying? So, like,
either way, it was a lose situation for him.
Exactly. They would have found. That's my point. And the other thing is that, like, at what point is it okay for him to be himself? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just a microcosm of, again, us as black men in America. At what point and in what space and in what area is it okay for you to be you? Not many. You feel what I'm saying? Well, even in a workout.
I want to have a discussion with you about this, about that being the term professionalism.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, like, you can't make the term professionalism synonymous with the attributes of a white male. No, you need
comfortability.
And what it is that's comfortable for them. That's essentially what people are doing. That's literally like making it comfortable for the system, which are, the system being the NFL owners who are white males, old school. The teams are obviously going to stay within their family, so they're going to pass down that same generational thought process, feeling, emotions, all of that, right? So, like, for us or for me, it's just like, yo, like, all right, so tell me when I should, like, all right, tell me when's a good if I'm really, like, let's say I'm being really receptive and actually, like, all right, like, cool, like, you're right, I was wrong, I shouldn't have taken a knee, cool. Tell me how I should have protested. Tell me how or when or where or what I should have done exactly that would have made the American people comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what confuses me and just shows me that there are levels of hate entrenched in the American community for African American males or people, and like there's literally nowhere for you to express yourself. Like ever. You feel me? So like you can't sit here and tell me what's right and wrong, and then when I take it into my own hands because I'm now frustrated, you're just gonna have to take it however you take it, because I'm not holding back. You feel me? Which Cap shouldn't have, because he's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants. So